Coach, obviously, you guys were able to kind of flip the script as far as winning a close one on the road. It's kind of recapping that game on that last play. What was kind of the play called on there, and obviously attacking the glass was part of it.
Well, we watched the edits yesterday with the team because we had Sunday off because tomorrow was obviously a Wednesday game. So just reliving that with the team a little bit. We had a 17-point lead with 14:34 to go. And then you look 2 minutes later, literally like 2 minutes and 15 seconds, it was 7. It went that quick. It was just an incredibly, tough game. And, Jones is such a difficult guy to match up with. It seemed like he had maybe 3 or 4 of the old-fashioned and one three-point plays at the rim. And we watched all the way to, Tyson's steal that was late in the game there in the last minute and a half to put us up one, and they came down and got the line and took the lead, and then we missed the jump shot. They came back, and we got a stop. Tyson actually played great defense on Jones where he contested the ball and was actually an air ball. And we got the rebound, and Tyson was bringing it up on the right side of the floor, which is closest to our bench. And when we were at our best, I'd say, go to the rim, go to the rim, go to the rim. So you have a chance to get fouled and have a chance to get an offensive rebound. And he drove in there and got up a pretty good look. And there was, a lot of bodies flying around. And actually, the guy that was guarding Abdul slipped on his own teammate's foot, and he went down. So Abdul's right there, and there's no one blocking him out. And, thank the Lord, Abdul was right there because it was just a great tip. To put it back in, and couldn't be happier for a young man, and more fitting that it was Abdul Ado who got his hands on it and tips it in with 0.6 seconds left. That was just great, and obviously a huge lift for our team to get an important win against a very good opponent on their home floor in a tough environment.
We'll go to Garrick here to coach's right.
Ben, you said you were happy to get Keyshawn and Iverson some more minutes there against Arkansas. How much do you hope to keep putting them in the rotation down the stretch?
Definitely part of the plan moving forward. We have to do it. It just helps us. And I thought that they both responded well. And Iverson came and gave us a huge lift early in that game, and so it's important to continue to use them.
Given the net ranking and where you are in some of the bracketology spots and stuff, kind of seems like every game down the stretch now is a tournament type, playoff type game. Does that kind of help, or does that add a little more pressure? Just how do you kind of view this last stretch of the season here?
Yeah, I think you surmised it better than I could. Just put my name behind those quotes, and we got ourselves a winner. I think you absolutely summed it up perfectly, and I think that I think it helps. It just increases the focus. Every game is just the biggest game of the year, and has been for quite a while. And you got a team coming in here in South Carolina that's won 6 out of 7, 8 out of 10. They're playing as good as anybody in our league right now, and they're just so physical and tough. They play a lot of bodies. They're so big and physical and strong. You look at their bodies, and I know that. Mike Leach would be jealous if he's there watching our guys play tomorrow against these guys, because they got some guys that look like good safeties, good tight ends, good linebackers. I mean, they got bodies that won't quit and play really hard. It's always so well coached, and they play so tough and physical, and they're gonna scratch and claw for everything, and that's the kind of game it's going to be.
How big of a difference you think Lawson has been in their resurgence since starting 0-2 in the league?
Yeah, I think when Cressard went to starting at the point, it really changed the dynamics of their team. And you sit there and watch and study them on film and listen to everything. But no question, Lawson's playing great, and he was all freshman team last year. Really, really skilled. A lot of NBA watch lists going into the season. Very, very good player. I think Kostar, though, he's the guy. I mean, he's doing so much to help their team win. He's one of the best defensive players in our league. He's so strong and physical with great lateral quickness and great feet. He's a really good post presence. He's a great rebounder, passer. He's just tough as nails. He's a huge guy that we have to contend with as well.
And questions for Coach? We'll go ahead and get it to Tyler here, second row to Coach's right.
Kind of going off of Joel's question, I know that you like looking at the net and all that, but is it almost to a point where it doesn't really matter if you're looking at it or not because every game is, almost a must-win at this point?
Yeah,
Or how do you
the
approach
net,
that?
The net was really strange. We got a road win, and actually our net got worse. And it's one of the tools that they use, but it's not the end all. I mean, they're looking at quad 1 versus quad 2, and you look at our league. Our league is so good. I mean, it's just such a monster. I mean, you have 3 teams that are clearly in, and then everybody else is fighting for position to get in. There's no question that Kentucky and Auburn and LSU are in the field, and then everybody else is scratching and clawing, trying to fight their way in.
Go ahead, Logan.
You always talk about, his teams always are physical, and y'all have had some battles with them over the years. How do you think your team matches up with them this year? Because you've got some big physical guys down low as well.
Yeah, I think we match up good, and I think it's going to be, a really tough physical game. They play, different defenses. They're going to change it up and play some 2-3 zone. They're going to play a little 1-2-2, three-quarter court press back to a 3-2 zone. They're going to really get out and deny everything with their man-to-man defense and really press you and get into the ball. Everything is contested. Every screen, they're going through physically. So it's going to be a very physical game. And the guys that played against them last year understand that. And, for Iverson, who's really, the only guy that's new that's in the rotation, it'll be a new experience for him.
We'll go back to Garrick.
From a free throw shooting standpoint, South Carolina ranks near the bottom. I know you always talk about playing without fouling on defense, but is there maybe a situation where you might want to put them on the line?
No. I mean, we
statistics?
don't want to put anybody on the line. We want to stay out of foul trouble. But, I'm hoping that it'll be a game that won't be, marred with a huge amount of fouls. We just want to let the teams play and make it a good, clean, physical game.
We'll head over to Danny P to Coach's left in the second row.
Coach, you mentioned Tyson's defense on Jones late. Have you seen Tyson improve on defense during his time here?
Yeah, in his time here, he's come a long way. And part of that is just getting stronger and strength. And Tyson, one of his greatest blessings as a basketball player is he's highly intelligent. He's a coach's son. He's been around the game his entire life, literally. He's been running around a basketball floor since the day he walked, and around a basketball and around a hoop. And he's a kid. We were at LSU earlier in the season. We met like a lady who had him in first or second grade and talked about how all he wanted to talk about as a first grader was the basketball team. And he brought in she was explaining to us how he brought in one of the programs from the game, and she kind of helped him learn numbers and also the alphabet from a basketball program. That's how much he's involved with it and has been his whole life. But highly, he has a good basketball IQ and smart.